Good morning. Welcome back to our daily YouTube video. Hasn't been daily this week on that, but it usually is. So I was in Brussels there for a week, well, for a couple of days, and I took a day off when I got home from filming. So back at it now today. It's really wet this morning, and the forecast is crap until lunchtime, but we've loaded beet loaded up. We'll put a chop in there now. I'll get on with feeding cattle and all the jobs that have to be done on the farm. Let's get at it. It is rotten. So it was good to get the chance to see what goes on in Brussels. Got to meet and speak to the MEPs. Got to meet and speak to the Director General of DG Agri, which is basically the European Department of Agriculture, and got to put our questions to her. I was there with Ready to Lead group, and there was very good questions raised from the group about derogation, Mercosur, and derogation Mercosur. There's new rules and regulations coming around deforesting that, believe it or believe it not, could affect us. What else? I brought up about the CBAM and rules and regulations around. So basically, my point was that they're on about bringing out, introducing funds to get young farmers into business, but there's no real point in, or it's wrong to do so, to attract farmers into business, give them a payment for 5 years and leave them to the wolves after that then, and basically legislate them out of competitiveness, legislate them out of business after paying them and attracting them into the business, then to pull the rug from under them through legislation. Like as what has happened, say the dairy farmers especially, they've been told to drive on, we want your milk, and now we're going to the possibility of losing the derogation. Now, to be honest, that wasn't the sentiment we sort of got in Europe, that without being told so, is that there is a chance that they will retain the derogation, but look, I really don't know. It's a very hard one to call. People really want playing their cards in it, so I don't know. But look, the fate of the world is in the hands of the people who turn up. If you don't go out there and voice your opinion, if you don't go to meetings and voice your opinion, if you don't go up and introduce yourself to MEPs or TDs or ring them on the phone and voice your concerns, well then, it's how are we going to ensure that we have a future in farming? So anyone who's interested in a future in farming, I think really should challenge themselves to get out there, go to meetings and voice their concerns. So look, to be honest, I don't think we got the answers we wanted to any of the questions we asked, but at least we asked the questions, and at least we voiced our concerns and made very good points around why they should maybe rethink some of the thought processes they have at the moment. So anyway, I'm just having a look around cattle there now. I think there's 2 pens of cattle fit to go. There are new pen of heifers that came there. They're there 2 weeks now. They're settled in nicely, so it's all go. I've a load of beef chopping over here, and the T7, she's filling with diesel as well. So kill 2 birds with 1 stone, as they say. Chopping away nicely now. I think all bar 1. Oh no, maybe there's 2 or 3 of them standing up, but majority of them are lying down, happy out. Come on, boys. Some serious cattle in that den now. Hello, buckos. All bammed out. They fed up and bedded down now this morning. They need the front of their pen cleaned out as well. It's getting a bit deep. It used to be cleaned out about once every week or 2. So, and it's getting high at the back as well. They're 8-foot walls, and he's nearly up to the top of it. So I just pushed in here to these boys. First mix of the day done. That's for our own yard, the home yard. So we'll get on and throw that out there now. God, it's some miserable day. It's flashing. Jesus. It's only there for the office today again, I'd say. I'll just dry up after lunch, so hopefully that'll be better. This is the big field of forage right that the heifers were grazing. Yeah, it is actually starting to go back again. I thought it wouldn't, but it is. There's starting to be a nice old pick of stuff coming out. Not enough to go grazing it now, but the plan is probably to graze this from the 1st of January till about the 1st of February. If I could get in here for a month's grazing now. If this kept heifers for a month and then I stop it and get a cut of silage off it before we're going to beat, that would be super fantastic. But one word of warning about this forage rye. It's fairly nutrient hungry now. They say it's a serious scavenger, and I don't doubt that, but it's a hungry beast now. It does need to be fed. If you're hoping for this to grow extra fodder or whatever, and you don't have a fertiliser allowance, so you don't have enough slurry, don't think this is the one for you now. Look at that though. Look at that for clover. Jesus, amount of it in it. It's all red clover. We mixed it in with the rye when we were sowing it. But I think it all actually went out in like 3 or 4 runs. But yeah, that should help now with it. Should make serious silage on it. And look, it's doing really well where it was grazed tight here as well. So yeah, look, it's an interesting crop. I don't think it's the golden bullet, but may well play a part in some farms in a small way. So look, I think all that stuff dying off, that's probably all volunteer barley. It is all volunteer barley. So that should be gone. And we should have a really nice crop of forage rye to graze after Christmas. These are another group, these are the smallest group of bulls. To be honest, they've good old custom now. They always look in their sins this time of the year as the weather starts to break and look, they're getting washed out of it, but they're fucking small. I think they are anyway. Now look, I always tend to be a bit harder than my own stock maybe than is there, but like still, a lot of calves there now that are only barely touching 200 kilos, maybe 220 kilos. I don't know now, look, I'd have to weigh them to see, but they're not big calves anyway. This is the field of Joyu into barley. Another field that's looking fairly sick now. To be honest, this is the worst field. This is the first field planted, went into super conditions, but plant counts aren't hectic now. I must do plant counts, but they're anything but hectic. But it got a fair old whack off the pre-em, and look, it's nearly tillering already, like. Well, it's not. But, you know, there might be a bit of slugs at it as well. This might be a crop now that might just want a few slug pellets, even though it's after wheat. But there is straw on it, so, like, I think for my money there isn't half enough plants there. But I'd have to do a plant count now. But I'd like the rows to be way fuller. For some reason, I don't exactly know why, but yeah, there's very little slugs at it, to be honest. I think that is not slugs, that's more tipping from the it's not leather jackets, is it? No, that's from the pre-em. So yeah, this may just have been a little bit dry. If you put a pre-em on like wet ground, it sticks to it and it sort of gets activated and doesn't really get the full brunt of if it gets rain down it afterwards. Whereas if you put it on dry ground, it doesn't get activated, and then if it gets heavy rain, it gets washed down to the rooting profile. But like this was well up and away before it got any rain, but Anyway, yeah, I must do a few plant counts. Look, it's nice, but probably of all our fields, this is the worst one now for plant counts, I'd say. And this is actually probably a case in point where the preem, this was much fresher when it was planted. The ground was way fresher and there was much more plants there. So, yeah, it's fucking... There's a slow one and a fast one there. Another observation here. This is a... Oh, it's getting dark. This is a field after maize. Very soggy altogether. You'd hardly travel it. Water sitting on the tram lines. Even water sitting a little bit where the roller went. And I'll show you another field just outside the ditch now that's after beans. This got 2 runs of the heaver. Jeez, I'm going down to my ankles here. The other field got 1 run. And the other field is like concrete, not a drop of water sitting on it. I'll show you there now. So this was planted the same time, same day. It only got 1 run out of the heaver after beans. The ground is like concrete. Look at the muck stuck in my boots from the other place. This is like concrete, grand in form and bone dry. So this is year 3, this field being mint-tilled. Super establishment, as you can see. Now the only thing that's annoying me a bit about this mint-till is, see, our fields are getting ridgy. Don't mind that lock of water down there, that's there 10 months of the year. But they're getting ridgy. And I've noticed that a lot this year. So let's do a bit of homework into it now. I don't know, maybe is it the fact that I'm going too fast cultivating them. That that it's hopping a bit. Because, well, yeah, we had a bit last year as well. Yeah, with the case last year as well. So, look, I don't know, I'm not sure, but look, these are just the observations that you'll only see if you get out and you get out in the field. And like, you'd say that them ridges would make no difference, but there's no doubt, not so much here now, but in 2 of our other fields actually, establishment in the dips isn't as good because is it not getting cultivated properly or what, I don't know, or maybe, I don't know what's the problem, but look, you can see it there now. It's all ridges down along there for some reason. But anyway, no big I suppose. Good evening, ladies. And ladies. And boys. Big fat lad, aren't ya? Get the silage pushed in here now, and I'll be done now for today. I was a lot of the day in the office and things, so, ooh, look at this boy. The old low dog got her twice yearly wash. Come on, Fong. She's looking snazzy now. I must grease it now in the morning. What a beast. All these gates closed up. Finish up now for the evening. So, bit of a mixy old video. I'm not exactly sure it's in it. Let's have a look now. Could I've recorded, but anyway, we'll be back flat out farming now again tomorrow. I was actually in the office most of the day today because it was too wet to be out doing that and stuff. But yeah, we've a huge might try and get a pen mucked out now tomorrow and do all the feeding. Fong is off. Do all the bedding down and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's it now. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe and hype. This is the doing thing now, you must hype it. And we'll see you again tomorrow from our Dorcas Farms. Good luck. Look at these beasts. Hello, boy. These are some whoppers now. They're not far off being fit either. These are heads. Forever the long goodbye we'll call this. Oh, look at him. Look at the back on that lad. What a beast. Hey, you go in now. You're a narrow. Well, he's not narrowed out, to be fair. Good boy, Benji. You enjoying your scratch, lad? Who else wants to scratch? You're the only fella. I catch you by the nose. Do you want to scratch his head? Alright, go and pick off, let James go home. Hey, what are you doing? Just here looking through some videos or pictures when I used to ride. This is me riding winning for Dad. Hey, get your hand out of the butter. This is a picture of me winning on a horse for Dad. Look at the style.